Hello students, welcome again to ASOC Tutorials India program, and today's topic is bipolar junction transistor BJT part 1. So before I go continuously, first I had to explain what is transistor. One of the major difference between the diode and the transistor is that diode converts the alternating current AC into direct current, while the transistor transfer the input signal from the low resistance circuit to the high resistance circuit. The word transistor is actually a combination of transfer and a resistor. This is because it transfers the resistance of a circuit from one end of the device or circuit to the other end of the device or circuit, or in simple words we can say transfer of resistance happen. So hence the name is transistor. This transistor have very high input resistance and very low output resistance in normally. There are mainly divided into two types or kinds. First, field effect transistor. The principle is field potential effect transistor, or we can say bipolar junction transistor BJT. The term BJT belongs to the potential effect category. It works by sending a whole bunch of free electrons extracted from current in a forward bias junction into the depletion region of a reverse bias junction. Listen carefully. BJT belongs to the potential effective category. It works by sending a whole bunch of free electrons extracted from the current input current in a forward bias junction and the depletion region of a reverse bias junction. Going to further discuss, so that you keep it in mind, this is today's topic. And the other term FET, field effect transistors, which includes JFET, MOSFETs, MES, FET, UJT, etc. that I am going to cover in next part, not now. So I am continue, but before that one you have to remember I have taken a session on PN junction. We can connect P and N junction together. The result, because of majority carriers are opposite, they will attract toward the center and they will neutralize each other. And the moment they will neutralize each other, a barrier will come out. This is called depletion region, because other carriers also coming there and they are near the depletion region. And the EV charge for silicon is around 0.7 voltage, and for germanium it is 0.2 to 0.3 voltage. That already I have explained in my previous slides to you. This one is a recap, and if we give a supply, like you can see on the screen, I have given AC supply, and first the positive phase is going towards P, negative phase is going to N. Both are same charge, so there is a repulsion. Due to repulsion, the depth of depletion region will be minimum. It is easy for AC to break the barrier or region and pass the current. So this kind of PN junction we have as a forward bias and conducting, and we change the supply as you see on the screen. Now P and negative their attraction, and positive they have attraction. Result depletion is become very big. It is not easy to pass the AC through the region and barrier unless there is a huge level of voltage and current, or there is a breakdown in region. And one example, Zener also I have explained previously, but default in general case this will not allow AC to pass through, and this will work as a open switch. So from here we are continue. Instead of PN junction, now we can connect one more junction, N junction. Now if you see a diode configuration, P have a two parts, one left side, one right side, and if you convert it, the system is look like two diode in opposite side, they are in series. We have added N here, but we can add P also. This is also possible. But in this case, the structure will look like two diodes towards each other but direction toward the center. But how they are working, that is very important. So now listen carefully. Now we have a three terminal devices. You can see on your screen. Ammeter, first one is heavily doped element. See, now it is heavily doped. Collector on other side is moderately doped, slightly lesser than ammeter. See, this is now collector. And in between base, that is very lightly doped because that have to control the flow charges between ammeter to collector. So first one P, heavily doped, is ammeter region. So this is E. On other side in the center, this is base region, narrow one and lightly doped, B. And last one is collector region, moderately doped, C, collector. Now going continuously, this is the structure of PNP transistor in the right center. This is symbol. Same way you have to recap here. BJT is a three-terminal device, not like diode two-terminal, and namely ammeter, base, and collector shown on your screen. If it is NPN transistor, so 2 times N is coming already there, so it means ammeter and collector both are N doped, and in the center base is P doped. If it is PNP transistor, see 2 times P is coming, it means ammeter and collector both are P doped, and in between base is N doped. And based on this configuration, they have different properties that you have to understand carefully. And left one I have shown you NPN transistor symbol. See, there is a one arrow at ammeter which is going towards outside for NPN. If you see right side, arrow is going inside toward bit, that is PNP, and PNP already I have shown in center also. So this image, keep it in your mind. So continue here. Few most important application of transistors are mainly as amplifier to increase the strength of signal, maybe voltage or current, to a higher level, a better level. As an oscillator, oscillator means to generate a frequency for various kind of circuits. It is needed as a pulse circuit. As a switch application, it can work as a switch or in gates or in a digital, and also can improve weak signals. BJT is a type of transistor that uses electrons and holes both as a charge carrier. This is a bipolar because it uses holes positive carriers, electron negative carriers, and both take part and flow current through the devices. N-type region mostly contain free electron because this is N means negative carriers, and negative carriers are electrons. On the other side, P-type region means P positive and positives are holes, and holes, free holes are the main carriers in P-type region. So coming next, how they are used, how they are configured. So one by one going to explain you. First one is common base. As the base is common, it means base is common for input as well as for output. See on your screen. So you can see symbol ammeter, collector, base. So there is an input AC wave and output RL load or RC, I can say collector load. So there is a supply also, VCC or VBB. The configuration in which the base of transistor is common between ammeter and collector circuit is called a common base configuration. The input is connected between ammeter and base, while the output is taken across collector and base is common in both areas. The active region of the collector base junction is reverse bias. Listen carefully. The active region of the collector base junction is reverse bias. The collector current IC, I at collector, is almost equal to the ammeter current, IE is ammeter. The large charges in VCB, voltage at current collector base, produces only a little change in IC, collector current. The circuit has very high output resistance R out. When VCB, voltage collector base, is positive, the collector base junction is forward bias and the collector current decreases suddenly. This is called saturation state, in which the maximum current will flow and there is no changes on inputs, in which the collector current does not depend on ammeter current. When the ammeter current becomes zero, the collector current is not zero. There will be a little bit current will flow, and that little bit current is called reverse leakage current, and that is ICBO. I means current, CBO means collector base output, a leakage current. So this current is basically a temperature dependent, as I have explained previously in intrinsic semiconductor. If you had not remembered, kindly see the part intrinsic semiconductor. And in transistor, its value range is from 0.1 to 1 microampere for silicon transistor and 2 to 5 microampere for germanium transistor. So going next, current amplification factor alpha. That is very important. Sometimes examiner is asking what is alpha, what is ratio. So this is the ratio of output current to input current, and this is called current amplification factor. In the common base configuration, the collector current IC, I is current, C is collector, is the output current, and the ammeter current IE is the input current. I is current, E is ammeter, and base is common, so base we are not using here. Thus the ratio of change in ammeter current to the collector current at constant collector base voltage is known as the current amplification factor of a transistor in a common base configuration. It is represented by delta IC by delta IE, where delta is changes and I is current, C is collector, and E is ammeter. The practical value of the amplification factor varies from 0.95 to 0.99. In the commercial transistor, it means it's always lesser than 1. So now coming to common ammeter configuration. So this is common ammeter configuration. As the name is common ammeter, ammeter is common, input is given to base and output is taken from collector. Now going in details. In common ammeter configuration, base is the input terminal and collector is the output terminal, and the ammeter is common terminal for both input and output. So this common ammeter amplifiers or circuits are used when the large current gain is needed. The supply voltage between base and ammeter is denoted by VBE, V voltage, B base, E ammeter, while the supply voltage between collector and ammeter is denoted by VCE, voltage collector ammeter. In common ammeter CE configuration, input current or base current is denoted by IB and output current or collector current is denoted by IC. The common ammeter amplifier has medium input and medium impedance level. So the current gain and voltage gain of the common ammeter amplifier is medium. But as the current and voltage gain both are getting medium gain, so power is multiply of both, so power gain is coming more. So however the power gain is high because both are getting better. So common ammeter is required here, it is much better. So here the term is coming base current amplification factor beta. The base current amplification factor is defined as the ratio of the output and input current in a common ammeter configuration. In common ammeter applications, the output current is the collector current IC, I current, C collector, and the input current is the base IB current. In other words, the ratio of changes in collector current with respect to the base current is also known as a base amplification factor. It is represented by delta IC by delta IB. So this one you keep it in mind. So the relation between current amplification factor alpha and base amplification factor beta can be derived as beta is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha. Not going in detail, not going numerical. I had not seen this kind of question coming anywhere in ASOC exam. So continue here. Now coming to common collector configuration. So this one is a diagram of common collector configuration. This is another type of bipolar junction transistor where the input signal is applied to the base terminal and the output signal taken from the emitter terminal. Thus, the collector terminal is common to both the input and the output circuits. The voltage gain of the common collector is approximately equal to the unity, and that its current gain alpha is approximately equal to beta, which depend on the value of particular transistor's beta. This value is quite high. Input impedance Zin is high here, while its output impedance Zout is very low, making it useful for impedance matching or resistance matching purposes, and it also works as a buffer circuit between a voltage source and a low impedance load. So as the common collector CC configuration receives its input signal to the base with the output voltage taken from across the emitter load, the input and output voltage are in phase, 0-degree phases. That is the beauty of CC configuration. CC configuration is common collector configuration, and because this is giving in phase, so input and output they are same, it is making their unique uses. So thus a common collector configuration gives the secondary name as a ammeter follower, because whatever wave signal is coming at base, same one is going out as a ammeter. So it is the reason it is called ammeter follower. Going in more details on ammeter follower. Ammeter follower circuit has a prominent place in feedback amplifier because the phase is same as input and output. This beauty make it to use in various kind of feedback circuits because the phase angle is 0-degree. This is mostly used as a last stage amplifier, as a power amplifier in the circuit. The important feature of ammeter followers are mainly it has high input impedance, it has a low output impedance, it is ideal circuit for impedance matching, so this is used maximum. This is a current amplifier, so there is no voltage gain, only current gain, because power is V into I and I is going high, so this is also increasing the power. So this is also used in power amplifier circuits. So no voltage gains mean almost nearly 1. Relatively high current gain and power gains are there. High input impedance and low output impedance. This one is making unique uses in impedance matching. Input and output AC voltage signal are in phase 3, they are 0-degree. This is the advantage of ammeter follower, and this is the second name of common collector circuit that you keep it in your mind. I am still continue on transistor, but today's session I am going to close here. Hope you like this session, and I am continue part B in field effect transistor. So hope you like it. If you like it, kindly like in button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye bye. Have a nice day.